The clip we're about to view is from our most requested, most popular forum theatre scenario. It's a story about bullying and harassment at work, and it never fails to land when people view it, either on the video or in person.
It's just some people's sense of humour is not my cup of tea. But the work is great.
Which is good to hear, but can you give me an example perhaps of maybe the type of humour that isn't your cup of tea?
I don't want to get anyone into trouble.
No, it's actually not about getting anyone into trouble, Simon, but if there is something going on with a member of my team that's making them feel uncomfortable, then I really do want to know.
It's just office humour, office jokes, post-it notes on my computer, joke emails.
Now we're going to meet Susie, an interim manager, and one of her team members, Brenda. Susie has stepped up into this management role in the midst of a crisis, and she doesn't have any previous management experience, and she hasn't been given any training either. Brenda is a team member and long-standing friend, and therein lies one of the problems. Susie really struggles to maintain a boundary with Brenda. Let's have a look at the clip.
Hi, Suze. Oh, I've forgotten your Avon stuff. You want me to go and get it?
No, honestly, Brenda, don't worry. Sort it out later.
You sure?
In. Yeah, positive. Come in, sit down.
Hey, it's £10.80, by the way.
Okay, right.
You all right? You look a bit stressed.
It's been a difficult morning, actually.
Sorry to hear that. Anything I can do to help?
Yeah, you can.
Oh.
Yeah, you can. I had Simon's 3-month review.
Simon.
Yeah, Simon.
Don't think I know Simon.
Yeah, you do. Works with Terry.
Oh, yeah. Simone. We call him Simone because he's a bit,
Actually, Brenda, that does lead me on to exactly what I want to talk to you about.
Oh no, he's good. He's really good. He's really quick with the new software stuff.
Yeah, he's great. We don't want to lose him.
You do seem stressed, It's a nice top, by the way.
Thanks.
Is it you?
Brenda, this is about Simon.
Oh, sorry.
He's mentioned something in his review this morning. About your sense of humour.
Oh, well, my sense of humour is quite famous around here.
You're making him feel uncomfortable.
Uncomfortable? Come on.
Post-it notes, emails. We've spoken about this before. It's against company policy to send out any emails that are not work-related. Look, honestly, Brenda, it's got to stop.
Hey, I hear you.
Listen, another thing.
He had a right little moan, didn't he?
Actually, he didn't. He was very clear about not actually wanting to make a fuss.
Right.
He said something about you making fun of him in front of the team. It was something about his personal life.
Oh, that was funny. With personal life, it's about his partner. Well, I just wanted to know about his partner,
Just actually, Brenda, I don't know.
No one else found it funny. Everyone else was really laughing.
Was Simon laughing?
No. But that's not the point, is it?
Of course it's the point, Brenda. It's exactly the point.
Well, it's just him, that's all. He hasn't got a personality. Every time I say to him, do you want to come out for a drink? Do you want to join us? He goes, no.
Look, have you actually thought that he might not drink? I mean, seriously, have you thought about that?
Again, that is not the point, is it? All we're doing is trying to build up a nice team spirit, and he doesn't want to know. Would you want me to apologise to him?
No, I don't. Actually, he was very clear that he doesn't want an apology, he doesn't want a fuss or anything like that. Brenda, just rein it in a bit. So no post-it notes, no email jokey things, no more inappropriate behaviour that embarrasses him. I mean, do you understand that?
You coming out later? Go on, look at that look. Go on. Go on. I can see you're tempted. I'll buy you a drink.
Just one.
Yeah, I know you're just one. 6 o'clock. See you.
I'm sure you will have noticed some of Brenda's derailing tactics going on there. She asked Susie about her top. Is that a new top, for example? She laughs about her sense of humour. She says that Simon doesn't have a personality, suggesting that the complaint is really his fault. And most important of all, at the end of the conversation, she derails it completely by asking Susie if she's coming out for a drink tonight. She turns everything on its head. So the conversation that has gone before, when Susie's trying to manage her and her behaviour, counts for nothing now. So what could Susie have done differently? Well, first of all, she could have opened the conversation with a very clear set of expectations and standards. She could put those boundaries in place and say, I know we've been friends for a long time, but this conversation is here at work and with me as your manager. And then, of course, instead of mentioning Simon, she could have gone and looked for her own evidence, because Simon's told her that there's joke emails and there's post-its on the computers. She could have taken time to observe the conversations that happen in the kitchen and in other areas. She could perhaps have spoken to other team members about what's going on and Brenda's behaviour. So that piece of work needs to be done prior to asking to see Brenda, because then instead of saying it's Simon's issue and putting Simon at risk, she can say, this is the evidence that I have around your behaviour. These are my observations of your behaviour. And that's what Susie really needs to do. And that shuts down anything to do with Simon and keeps him safe and keeps the conversation with Simon confidential. And of course, she needs to put an action plan in place with Brenda and be really clear about the standards that are required and the timescale for the change. And I would suggest that actually when it comes to behaviour, there needs to be an immediate change. Let's think about the possible consequences of not managing this situation effectively. You see, Brenda is very likely to have created a subculture around herself. So Simon's feeling under pressure, is feeling bullied, and he's very likely to leave the organisation. It raises the question, how many other people have also left the organisation because of Brenda's behaviour? Because what we know about bullying is that it's very natural to try and keep your head below the parapet, make sure that you're not going to get picked on, and just allow it to happen around you. And people do that not because they're bad people, but because they want to feel safe and they want to get on with their job and they just don't want to be the next victim. Susie, of course, needs some support from her manager, whoever's line managing her. She needs some training, and she absolutely needs to put those boundaries in place. And I think an important message for anybody stepping up into a management role from within the team is that you may well have to change how you view friendships. If you're going to manage the team, that's what you need to do. And sometimes those friendships that you had before will morph into something a bit different. It's not going to be the same. So many people have said to me over the years that, oh, well, I can still be friends and their manager. It's rarely successful. So it's really something you need to think about. And most important of all, we need to be thinking about Simon. He's the victim here, and we need to be supporting him and making sure that he can thrive in this organisation.